Hey, everybody. I hope you're having a really, really great day. I am so excited to be doing this Amazon live stream with you today. I actually just got done talking, and let me try to situate this a little bit better so you can see me. I have a bun today. And I actually just got off of doing a podcast talking just about this thing. And I am going live on TikTok so that people who are following me on TikTok too can hear more about some of the different items that I'm going to be talking about today, because I think it's really important that if you are stressing out about gifts for him this holiday season, that is what we're talking about. Let me put this up, this little live show overlay, gifts for him. That is what we were talking about. My name is Dr. Sandra Colton-Medici, and I am so excited to be with you today to be talking about the holidays. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to talk about the holidays? Because it's so far away. But if you are not thinking about the holiday season and want to get into the spirit with me today, then let's do this. I think there's like 13 different products that I wanted to talk about today. I just talked about this on Fireside, my podcast. It's called Sweet Bytes with Sandra. And I was talking about it because there's a lot of people who don't know about Amazon Live. And I'm like, come shop with me. Come on. Why wouldn't you? And then as I was coming on live, my husband, I said, I'm talking about gifts for him. He's like, gifts for him? What? Okay. And so he actually gave me a really, really cool one that I think a lot of guys will love because he loves it. So why wouldn't anybody else love it, right? But when we talk about gifts for him, a lot of times people are really kind of like not even knowing where to start, right? It's just like, right? You get that moment in yourself and you're like, how do I find the perfect gift for him? All of the items, you can see them down below that I'm going to be talking about today. And some of them I have direct contact with, and some of them I truly love no matter what these brands make. And that's, I think there's one by Carhartt and one by Dickies. And so the Dickies brand. And so, and these are just things that I really, really love. Actually, and Anthony, I think there's one on here that I know that you have that I didn't actually tell you that I was going to showcase. Do you have your, really quick, it's a Carhartt men's, it's that like burgundy beanie. Can you bring that? You have it. I know it's right there in the thing. Anyways, there's so many things. I was like, I need to showcase what I've bought for you to my husband because I think that people will really like it. And yes, these are some of them, but the one that I have is burgundy, but we're going to be showcasing some of these. There's one on here that's burgundy, but they're basically the same thing. And I really, really love them, especially if you live in a colder weather area. So with no further ado, make sure that you send a message to anybody who's looking for gifts for him to start watching this right now, because for the next hour, and I apologize, I started a little bit late, but I definitely, I had to add in this special one that my husband just gave me to talk to you about to my list of things that I think are perfect gifts for him. So no matter if you are thinking about the holiday season or maybe you're the guy that is in your life, maybe he has a birthday this holiday, right? I know my husband's dad has a birthday on December 24th, right? And so that sucks because you're like, it's almost like you don't ever get your own special holiday, right? You don't ever get that kind of personalized attention that, you know, other people do for their birthday. So I think that it's really cool that if you have someone in your life who also has a birthday during this holiday season, that you can get them something extra special so that they can have really, really cool gifts in their life. So let's start with, because I'm actually talking about it right now, is the Carhartt. It's a men's knit beanie. And the ones that I have here, they're not the burgundy color, but I actually pulled this from my order bin, I think. This one is gray, and I love it because like, it's not just one of those beanies that's, like super like rigid, but it has a little room to actually move around in it. And I love that it has that little Carhartt symbol on it. So the one that's in my list today is actually maroon. But the ones that he actually just brought me, clearly we love these in our house. And this is the other one. And it's kind of in like that like olivey brown, not olive green, but more olive brown. And, same thing, like, I'm not going to put it on right now, but I love these because you can situate them. And they do all have the tag inside that talks about, Carhartt. It's actually called short watch hat. And, it gives you all the specifics as far as what you can do as far as to wash it and things like that, what it's made of. And, I just really love them because for him, he just looks super cool in his Carhartt beanies, and they look really good in any color. And so let's see here. If you want to, you can certainly type me a message. I'm just going to say hi, everyone, into the chat, so that if you want to ask a question about anything that I'm talking about, you certainly can. And I really love, chatting with you about any of the questions that you have about these items because they're so cool. So if you live in a cold weather state, or like us in California, it's just kind of like the same weather all the time until we get one day of rain every single year. These are cool in non-cold weather places too, because we get down, I don't know, I'm going to say 60, maybe at that, 62, right? Maybe the 50s in December, right? But if you are thinking of just a cool, chill vibe, this is the thing. And it's easy if you want to have this as a gift for him as a stocking stuffer, because you can do one of these and roll it up and put it into, a really cute little gifty bag or something and put it into your stocking stuffer. Or you can make this your gift. Or what I would think would be really cool is fill it with candy or something, fill it with something that makes it even more of a gift, right? This one is actually the maroon one that's on the list of mine for favorite gifts for him is $34.25. To me, that's a steal because I love that it's so durable. Clearly we love these in the house because he actually, my husband, did a lot of skiing in the past. And so these are really cool if you're just, needing something on your head, right? And so that's number one for products that we're going to talk about. On the last week, if you missed my live stream last week, I did a gifts for her. And on the gifts for her, I talked about this massager that I had purchased, and it kind of went around the neck, and then you pulled it down in order to kind of dig into the right areas for you. In the one that I have for gifts for him this week, it's called a neck and back massager. And this one I really love because it is, and I'm just getting the details for you. It says neck and back massager pillow. So it's kind of more of a pillow than it is more of the pull down one that I had on last week. Shiatsu kneading massage with heat, which the same thing last week. It had heat in it for shoulders, lower back, waist, legs, foot, and full body muscle pain relief. This one, it says, is for both men and women. And I have not personally purchased this one, but I know that when I think of the perfect gifts for people, you want to make their life better, right? And so I look at a massager as kind of hey, I know you can't get to the massage therapist. I know that it's more or less expensive if you even did get to a massage therapist, but I do think that giving gifts like this that can make people their lives a little bit better as far as giving them an experience with a gift versus just hey, here's some chocolate and it's gone. Right? They might have had the experience for the moment that they were eating it. But if you can give someone an experience that's going to potentially make their life better, maybe ease some of the pain. I'm not quite sure if people are using massagers for relaxation more of the time or to, potentially help them with health benefits. So I look at this as an experience type of gift. And so if you're giving gifts to men this holiday season, or even just in general, give a gift of experience. That's what I like to say. So because I do not have specific experience with this particular product, I can say that from the specifics that I'm reading on Amazon, that it reminds me of the one that I had that was more of a pull down one, because it has the heat sensory aspect to it. And you can kind of put it in all of the right places to, fill out, whatever you're missing as far as the aches and pains. So that one is listed as $29.99. The other one that I want to talk about that I love because it is a beard apron. Now, when people think about aprons, they typically think about kitchens, right? You think about a kitchen, you think about putting it on, getting in the kitchen, doing some, some cooking. This is a beard apron, and it actually has suction cups. My husband has one very similar to this, and it has suction cups. When you go to to get your hair trimmed, or you go to the barber and they put the little smock around you, right? Because they don't want to get all the hair down into your t-shirt, right? And so when people are doing this at home, like during the pandemic, right? How long has it been since you had a real haircut from someone else? Or maybe you didn't trust your spouse to get near you with some scissors or a razor, right? So what you do is you get something like this for people who just want to do the trimming and all of that for themselves. You get this beard apron. And it's basically got this this sheet in front, right? And so right now it's listed as $9.95, which is like a total steal, right? But when you think about it, it's called a grooming cape apron, right? It says it's a beard catcher for shaving. And so my husband uses one very similar to this. You suction it to the mirror in front of you with the little two suction-y plasticky suction cups, and you put the rest around you. And then you go to town, right? And you have you do it over a sink, because just in case you're not catching it all, right? But instead of clogging your drain with all of the hair, you have the catcher, right? And then you take the little suction cups off, you put it together, you take it off of yourself, and then you can dump it in the trash, right? Instead of clogging your sink in the bathroom, or, trying to do some sort of crazy shaving in the shower, right? And so this is one of the things that I think is essential, because if you travel a lot, you don't know the barbers in all of the different towns and all of that. But if you just wanted to trim it up, hotel bathroom style, you've got this thing with you, right? And I think a lot of times we are looking at the future of travel, and a lot of people are getting back on planes, right? So I think that that's an essential item for any guy or girl, right? Who is potentially, maybe you are a hairdresser who wants to travel and have different clients in different cities, right? And another one would be, there's a lot of people who have short haircuts right now, right? And if you're joining me, feel free. I see that there's 6 people live. So if you are joining me, feel free to say hi in the chat. And I don't bite. Ask me any questions if you have questions, and tell me in the chat where you're logging in from, because I always love to know, because we are global here on Amazon. It's so much fun. So this is a really cool one, and it's super cheap, $9.95. That's like a steal. Okay, so the next one is something that I'm totally giving away everything that my husband likes. Okay, so the next one is an Amazon Essentials. It is a bathrobe, right? It is a men's waffle shawl robe. Okay, so when you think about giving people experiences for the holidays, I love it when people think about, a bath experience, right? But what happens after the bath, right? So I'm just going to give you a little scenario of what my husband does. He's walking by. He's like, don't tell people. Okay, so he loves to put that bathrobe on and go make his cup of coffee and sit down and relax after getting out of the shower, right? I don't know about you, but feel free in the chat. Tell me, do you relax after you get out of the shower? Or is it I get in the shower and I immediately put on my clothes and I go to work? right? Or do you take a moment and sit down and enjoy the fruits of actually having like a relaxing shower or bath or whatever, and just sit there in your bathrobe, right? I want to know in the chat if that's you, because that's my husband, right? He loves to go make his cup of coffee and sit down and take a moment to breathe and maybe scroll through his phone, or maybe even, watch a movie on an iPad or whatever, right? But when you look at this one, it's an Amazon Essentials men's waffle shawl robe. It's listed right now as $25.10, right? $25.10, which is pretty cool as far as the price point. If you were looking for gifts under $50, like this would be your go-to. It's not a stocking stuffer, but it definitely is something that, like it says, Amazon Essentials, like a lot of people don't have robes. Like they just come out of the shower and they just get a towel, right? But if you can gift a robe, I love opening a robe on any sort of holiday. Like if you can, you get that tissue paper going, you put a really fancy bow on there, a little satin ribbon or something, and people get to present it, right? It's a presenting type of gift where it's a big item. It's not a small to do, right? So, and then if it's Christmas morning, if it's something that you're giving, right, then people can like lounge in it while, they're watching other people open clothes, right? Or open presents. That's one of the things that I think is really cool about this, because you can give it as a Christmas gift or as a New Year's present, right? Because it's kind of intimate in a way, right? If it's something you're giving to your spouse, it could be something you do for a New Year's present, right? Like a couples gifting thing if you want. So that's one of the things that I really like about this. This one actually comes in black. It comes in light gray, it comes in navy, and it also comes in white. So if you're looking at it on what I've actually put on my list, the one that you're looking at is white. But once you get into the actual product, you can pick a color. So that is really, really cool. Now, the next one that I'm going to talk about is one that I picked, not because I have experience with golf, because I'm a terrible golfer. I used to sell mulligans as a cheerleader for the University of Oregon. We would go to different fundraising events, and I would sell mulligans to people so that they could, donate to whatever the cause was. And I did sell mulligans as a Laker girl too. So I feel like that's my only real experience with golf. But I do think that people have now become accustomed to being in their homes more often. And so I wanted to pick something that, even though I don't have experience with this specific product, I do think it's an interesting gift to be giving to people who like golf, number one, but don't have particularly, I would say, the access, right, to maybe a golf range in their town, or maybe don't have the kind of money that it takes to go and be a member of a club or whatever. So this one is $89.99. It's a golf practicing net. It says it's 10 by 7 feet, golf hitting training aid nets with target and carrying bag for backyard driving chipping. So when you think about it, it's kind of like if you don't have time to go to the golf course, but you want to work on your game, right? Your drive. Or if you just love, swinging and hitting balls, right? Like this might be your thing. If you know someone who might live in an area that doesn't have a golf course that is readily available, like within, 10-minute drive, this might be their way of doing something that is easily accessible and pretty obtainable as far as a gift that is under $100, right? And it's in the backyard. So maybe you get them out of the house because now they can set it up in their backyard. It comes with 5 golf balls, 1 golf mat, 1 golf tee. And what I like about this specific gift, again, is it's an experience gift. So you're giving them an experience. The reason why I picked this is because I actually purchased something on Amazon I don't know how many years ago was that? Was it 2 years? About the bathroom golf? It was like 2 years. Okay. So it was like 2 years ago. And it was like a little putting green that you could use while you were using the facilities in the bathroom. So that's why I picked this, because one, I didn't want to showcase something that was, talking about using the facilities. But if you are thinking about giving someone an experience, this is a big gift, right? So it's kind of like a big to-do gift if you are looking for something like that. But it's kind of specific, right? So it's more specific for someone who's interested in golf, right? So it's not coming with all of the clubs and all of the everything that you would need for actually going to a golf course. But it is giving that person something that they probably really love, which is the experience of golf, right? All right, so let's go to the next one, which is something that I think is essential. And that is because so many people are working from home. This chair that I spotted on Amazon reminds me of my chair. And I think it might actually be the same exact chair. I don't know if you can see it in what we're looking at right now. But when you are working from home, you need something, because a lot of people don't have desks that are standing desks. You need a comfortable chair. And so this is called the Firmax Office Mid-Back Swivel lumbar support desk computer ergonomic mesh chair with armrests, and it's in black. And to me, having a desk chair that is comfortable is one of the biggest parts of making your remote work life manageable. If you haven't had a chance to let me know in the chat where you're logging in from, I want to know so that I can say hello. And then also think about what you're giving someone, like an experience that I told you about before. This is $32.99 right now. It says on the screen $45.99 before. So if you're thinking about giving someone, because everybody needs a chair. Like, I feel like my mom gets a new desk chair like every 3 to 6 months, because she just can't find the right comfort when she's sitting there, because she teaches online and she's constantly sitting, right? So I would think that for me too, I do a lot of live streams and I'm constantly sitting because I'm not always doing them standing up, because I need to do a few things on the computer. So if you are one of the people who needs this could be a gift for you. Not just a gift for him, but a gift for you if you need a desk chair. Because I think that having the perfect desk chair is one of the ultimate gifts that you can give anyone, especially if it relates to someone's productivity. If they're having constant back pain or constant issues with the right height, or is it does it roll from room to room, or all those functionalities that you need for a desk chair to have for whatever your preference is. If you have one that you love, then more power to you. You get more things done. You're more organized. You're not worried about, how you're sitting and how that's going to affect you when you stand up to walk. But I really like this one. So if you are looking for a chair for your loved one, for your coworker, for your, your partner in crime, whatever it is, I would say, this is one to look into. And especially because, you are saving when you look at the pricing. There's a delivery fee, I believe, that associated with this. But the other cool thing is it comes in blue, cyan, green, gray, orange, pink, purple, red, and white. So I know a lot of people think standard desk chair, black, boom, done. But if you are, needing a little bit of pop of color in your life, then this is also really cool for that. Because even though it's black on the screen, when you see how many alternatives there are for you to purchase something like this, where you've got all the rainbow of colors, then that makes it an even more special gift. Is that you're not giving someone just a standard black chair. If they want it, sweet. But if you want to give someone a purple chair, like, I don't know how many people have purple chairs in their house, but wouldn't that be fun? Right? So let's move on to the next one, which is something that I actually talked about at the top, which is brands that I love. This one is a Dickies men's insulated. It's called an Eisenhower front zip jacket. And I think this is really cool looking. So if you're seeing it on the screen, you will notice that there are a few different features and a few different colors that this comes in as well. But if you live in LA like we do, this is kind of like one of those lightweighted jackets that's insulated. That's kind of like, it's right there at the waist level, so it doesn't go lower. That you can just wear as kind of like one of your like everyday jackets, right? So I like this. It ranges. So when you think about it, when you go to this specific product, if you're clicking on the link below, it's going to pull up the price range. It says it's a #1 bestseller. So that's not just me saying, oh my gosh, I think this is a cool jacket. It's a lot of people have purchased it before. And it's in the Amazon fashion section. So they're looking at it from a little bit different perspective, not just function, but fashion. It has over 5,700 ratings, most of which are positive that I've read. It's rated 4.6 out of 5, which is pretty high on Amazon. So if you're looking for a jacket, the other reason I like this is it comes in a lot of different colors. So you've got the black jacket, which is the one that's on the screen right now. Then you've got charcoal, you have dark navy, you have something that I think is kind of cool, which we haven't really seen a lot of like come back into the fashion fold, which is khaki. There's a really cool one called Lincoln Green. I just watched The Lincoln Lawyer with my husband not too long ago with Matthew McConaughey. So Lincoln Green reminds me of that movie. And then there's a red, there's moss, which is kind of like a deeper olivey green, and then there's the dark brown. So if you're looking at this on the screen and you're just seeing the black, when you click into the actual product description, you're going to see all of the different color selections. But you're also going to notice that there's a different price range. And so I always like to make this known that it says $44 to $102.99. But I think it's because you need to pick your size, and then it will designate what price point between those two it is. So if you're looking at it and going, how could it possibly be between $44 and $103, right? That's the reason why. So you have to pick your price range, and then it'll designate what it actually is. When you read the description, it does say 65% polyester, 35% cotton, machine wash. That's really cool, because then you don't have to feel like you're like making an extra special effort to have anything dry clean. You can just machine wash this one. So I really love this one. On my list, it says it's $55.75, but if you go into the actual product, it lists it between a certain amount. The next one that I'm going to talk about, and feel free to ask me any questions in the chat, is the Carhartt jacket. So I put this one in here because the one that I just talked about, gifts for him, I talked about the Dickies jacket, which was, it stops at the waist, right? This Carhartt jacket is called Carhartt Men's Big and Tall Arctic Quilt Lined Duck Traditional Coat. And so I put this on here because a lot of times we just talk about products for, I would say, standard US size, right? And so I wanted to put something on here big and tall, because you might have someone that you're buying for that doesn't fall into, the small, medium, large, typical standard US sizes, but needs to have big and tall items for them, right? And so this one I thought was really cool because it's a longer coat, and it comes in a few different colors. It comes in black, it comes in brown, and it comes in dark navy. I really like the dark navy. On my actual list, it's showing in the brown. But I think when you're thinking about, like I said, I already showed these Carhartt beanies. We love Carhartt in this house, and they have really, really well-made products. But when you think about these kinds of, I would say, heavier duty coats, you want to be mindful that you're not just buying products for just, anybody, right? Anybody can fit in certain sizes, but you might have someone that you're buying for in the big and tall size section, right? So you want to be able to outfit everybody on your list, not just people who fall into the small, medium, large, extra large category, but thinking about height and proportion and things like that, and keeping it stylish, right? I love keeping it stylish. Okay, so in the chat, let me know, are you buying for someone who needs big and tall items? I actually dated someone. Okay, I'm going to tell this story because I think it's really funny. Okay, so it's not really funny. It's just part of my life, right? So I actually dated someone who who worked for a hip hop, I would say, inspired fashion brand. And they were the big and tall buyer. And so I learned a lot from that person about how they would buy for big and tall clients, right? And how they would sell that particular brand to different big and tall specialized stores, especially here in LA. And so it's just really very interesting because I never really thought about it because I don't necessarily need to buy big and tall items for myself, but there's so many people in your life that you just not, I mean, you might have somebody in your life that you do buy big and tall items for, or you've never even known that category existed, right? And so that's really important, especially if you're not thinking about buying for yourself, but you're thinking about other people, right? So you might have friends or family or colleagues that are looking for items that are in the big and tall category. So that's another reason why I added this to my list. Make sure, just like the last one, that you select a size, because this one, it's listed as $119 on my list. But when you go into the product description, it's actually listed between $99.89 and $199, right? So on my list, it's listed as $119. But if you pick your size, it's going to change a little bit about that to fit whatever the price point is at the time. Excuse me. This one also, like the last one, has thousands of ratings. It has 3,100 ratings from Amazon buyers, 4.7 out of 5. That's pretty amazing, right? So even while I do not own this jacket, we love Carhartt in this house, and I've purchased a lot of Carhartt items. So I'm confident in saying that you probably will have the same kind of experience as far as the quality of the product if you purchase this. It has a lot of different features on it, like zipper closure. It's machine washable. All of those things I think they're really essential to making sure that whatever you're handing over to, or gifting to someone isn't going to be cumbersome. Like they can just wash it in the machine. Thank you for sticking around with me. I see that there's some people still with me live. All right, so let's go to the next one really quickly. All right. So this one I'm just listing because I think that it's really important that if you have someone in your life that you don't know what to get for them, and none of these products make sense for you, you can always get them an Amazon gift card. So I always love to throw in a gift card on all of my favorites because people love getting gift cards. They just do. It's just a thing. It's not something that is hard for them to like fathom, like, a gift card, what would I do with that, right? It's like, gift card, yes, right? Like most people have an Amazon account, and if you don't, they probably know a mom or a dad or a sister or brother or cousin or aunt or whatever that has an Amazon account for them to figure out how to get the product, right? So having an Amazon gift card is another way to help you facilitate the gift giving process. So if you haven't had a chance to add a gift card to your bin, I would say add this because you never know who you're going to need a last minute gift for, right? And so there's a ton of denominations as far as what you can do to get get products into your cart. But there's I love that you can have little customized Amazon gift cards. You can do it digitally too. So if you wanted to just send in a gift card via email, you can do that too. I love sending emailed gift cards. For me, my College of Style brand, we do a lot of gifting, right? And so if you wanted to send people you don't even know and you don't want to ask them for their address, you can ask them for their email address and where you'd like to send your gift card to. And that is really, really cool. So if you are looking for an idea for someone and you want that last minute gift in your checkout cart, I would put one in there just in case, because if you don't find something between now and the holiday gifting season, you can already have this in your cart and be like, okay, let me just send them an e-gift. All right. So one of the next ones that I put in here is what I love about you by me, right? And the reason I did this is because a lot of times people have everything, right? People already have all they need, right? They have the clothes, they have the shoes, they have the, kitchen equipment, they have all of that stuff, right? But if you fill in the blank on this journal, then they have a piece of you, right? And that is what I was saying before with some of the other gifts. It's giving an experience of a gift, right? You're an experience gift, where people are, and this is a #1 bestseller also on Amazon. I personally have not purchased this, but I think it's a great gift idea. You can do a lot of different ones. And this is another reason why I put it on the list, is because the one that I have on the list says "What I Love About You" by me, where you fill in the blanks. But if you go into the product description, you can get another one. It says "Why You're So Awesome to You" by me. What I love about being your mom is another one. Why you're my bestie, right? Because just because you're giving a gift to him doesn't mean it's your spouse. It could be your best friend. What I love about dad, what I love about grandma, what I love about grandpa, why I'm grateful for you by me, why you make me smile, why I miss you. I mean, there's so many times when you think about it, like during the holidays, people are not together. They're not together all the time, right? I know that my husband is from France, right? And we're not with his family every single year. So that's another thing that you could do for someone. What I love about you, sis. My sister doesn't live in LA with me, so that could be a good one for her. Why you're the best teacher ever. And what I love about us by me, right? So this is a series that you could either just purchase one, or you could do a few and gift, to all the people in your inner circle. It's only $10.62. So this is something that it can be like something you send to someone. It could be a stocking stuffer. Right now, what I'm looking at on the product description is that it actually delivers tomorrow because I have Amazon Prime. So if you are looking for something like that, that's a really cool gift to have in your back pocket if you haven't had a chance to already purchase something for him or for her, right? It's called Knock Knock, What I Love About You. Fill in the love book, fill in the blank gift journal. It's 4.5 by 3.25 inches. And to me, it's an experience gift. So if you have someone that you want to give something to, so that, when you leave, maybe your family gathering, or you want people to actually sit down and have that heartwarming moment, like what I love about you, that doesn't come from anybody else, right? You can't buy that, right? You can buy the gift, but what you put in it makes it even more special. So that's another one that I thought was really cool, that I think you should get for your for someone that you really do love, right? The next one I got on the list, because, not everybody is hooked up, right? Not everybody is married, not everybody, but this one is Romantic Couples Gift, fun and adventurous date night box scratch off card game with exciting date ideas for a couple, boyfriend, girlfriend, newlywed, husband, or wife, right? There's 35 date challenges. And this is something that goes to what I talked about in my last live stream on Amazon Live, is I talked about gifts for her giving the person you're gifting it to the idea that you want to spend more time with them. And by doing that, one of the things that I put in the last live stream was a charcuterie tray. I put in a picnic basket, to talk or to gift to someone, saying, I want to spend more time with you. I want to go on a picnic with you. I want to do a date night with you. And this is similar to that, because it's date night ideas, right? For your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your newlywed, your wife, or your husband. I don't actually have experience with this specific product, but I do know it's a great idea. And if you are looking for someone that has everything already, then this might be the perfect thing to say, I could get this and I could give it to my wife, or I could get this and give it to my husband. And then we could just scratch it off, and whatever it says is what we're going to do, right? Like that kind of idea that you want to spend more time with someone and it's an experience gift for someone else, I think is idea specific, but really, really fun. because maybe they've got some date night ideas that you've never heard of, and the fact that it's scratcher, I don't know. I love a good scratcher off game, right? And then it gives you rules. It says on the description, it gives you rules. It keeps dates night exciting is what it says. And I love that if people, like it says in the description, if you've been married for over 10 years, you probably have done the dates. You've probably been there and done the dates. And if you are looking for something new, as far as like it's giving you kind of like that outline of what you should be doing, then that's even better, because then you're not really thinking about it yourself. You're like, hey, we can do this. It's kind of like when you get those boxes in the mail, and it's like food prep, and it's like, put the chicken in the pan, like this is how I'm envisioning this, is that, you actually are able to do what it says. And I'm looking at the description with some of the visuals. So you can actually go into the description and look at the visuals. It's like, okay, first, do this. Second, like disconnect from blah, blah, blah. Third, document your journey, right? And so it helps you navigate these date ideas. And I think that that's really great to tell someone, hey, I want to spend more time with you, right? Those ideas that help you become closer through your gifts, I think are really, really cool ideas for the holiday season. All right. We are zipping through these. Okay, so this one I wanted to talk about because I enlisted my husband for this specific purchase. Okay, so gifts for him. I put on the screen the G-Shock men's resin. It's a quartz resin casual watch, and this is my husband's watch. Okay, so I bought this for him, and he absolutely loves it, right? It's super durable. I'm gonna put it on the screen. It's super durable. G-Shock at the top. It's super fashion. And it's a little too big for my wrist because it's a men's watch. But I do think that for anybody, I mean, it actually goes with what I'm wearing. But for anybody who wants to wear a watch, because, I know a lot of people rely on their phones these days. But I love that it has the capability to have like this long band that you can just customize there. But when you get into the product description, it tells you all the features of it, right? Right now it's listed as $99, but it says it is water resistant. And I think that's why, Anthony, is that why you like this watch? Part of it. Okay. So water resistant LED light, super eliminator. It has world time. It has a stopwatch. I know he's used the stopwatch before. Countdown timer. It has 5 daily alarms. It has an hourly time signal, a hand shift feature, a full auto calendar. It has the 12 and 24-hour format. It's analog. And I think that when you look at something like this, it's like, this is super durable. He's had it for a few years now. I purchased this in 2019. So yeah, he's had it for a few years now. Because it's actually telling me my order on the screen. But I think that this is one of the best gifts that you can give someone who might want to start wearing a watch again, or is super active, right? If you're active on, you like going hiking, or maybe you might end up paddleboarding or whatever. Like it has that feature. Now, I always am skeptical about going into the water, like swimming with a watch like that. Like, cause I can't even like think about that, even though like my phone says it's water resistant, it doesn't say it's waterproof. Right. So just know that, whenever you are looking at the description of any sort of product that, you want to look at waterproof versus water resistant. So this says it's water resistant, right? But it's super cool and it's very durable, very, very durable. He's had it for the last 2 years, 2.5 years, right? And I think it's a really great gift, especially if you are working outside a lot. Maybe you do a lot of gardening, or maybe you do a lot of hiking, or maybe you just want something really sporty looking. I love this watch, and I know he does too. So he let me borrow that for our live today. And then I wanted to showcase one other watch because my husband's a watch guy. And this one is, and I probably am going to say this wrong, but it's a Charles Hubert watch. Let me click on it really quick and pull it up. So this one is, I bought it in 2019 too. So he's had it for a few years. Charles Hubert Paris Men's 3854W. It's a premium collection stainless steel, dual time. Hold on, let me get out of this screen really quick so I can show you. It's $110 right now on Amazon, but this is the watch. And so let me get a little closer so you can see. It's super pretty. You can see, but I absolutely love it because it's got those two little time frames there, or so you can tell time that way. It's got that like thin band, but it's super pretty. And I think if you're looking for like a classic watch, my husband's French. That's why when I saw it said Paris on it, I was like, I'm buying it. And so, and it's affordable. And I think that if you're looking for something that is, classy, and, a timepiece that people want to look at, you know what I mean? Like, not just to tell the time, but that people are like, ooh, because I feel like timepieces are really important for people who like watches, for people to show off a little bit, right? For people to say, oh, you've got two 2-hour, things on your timepiece, like versus just one, or or like this other one that I was just talking about, like, oh, it's waterproof or water resistant, or making sure that whatever it is that is like the thing for the person you're gifting it to, like I knew that's his thing, right? Like I knew that he would be like, like looking at it like that. And so if you're looking at the product description, it does say stainless steel case, dual time display, Japanese quartz movement, water resistant, withstands rain and splashes of water, but not showering or submersion. So just make sure that you're looking at all those different elements when you're thinking about if something is water resistant versus waterproof. But I know that this was a really good gift for him because he really loves it. And, when you think about timepieces like those, like he keeps every box, right? He keeps every box from every watch. And I don't know if you're like that, but I think I do that with computers, right? I keep my computer boxes. I keep my iPhone boxes. I keep all of that. He keeps his timepiece boxes, right? And I think that that's really, kind of like a sign that like you really feel like this is worth something, right? And I think that if you are gifting a watch to anyone, they want to feel like this is something, right? And if they're going to have it on their body every day, then they really want to feel like, it's worth wearing. The last thing, which is why I was a little late coming on this morning, is because my husband was like, you're doing gifts for him? Okay, well, this has to be one of them. Okay, it is the Lego Star Wars R2-D2. He absolutely loves it. And let me get up here really quick and show you. This is heavy, Anthony. And show you. Oh, you haven't even opened it. Okay, so I can't show you exactly what's in here because it is still sealed. But the Lego Star Wars R2-D2 75308 building model and collectible minifigure. Okay, so I think this is this. Yeah, it's the same one. This is huge. Okay, so this is it. This is stunning. This is stunning. If you are looking for something for your husband or your spouse or your uncle or your cousin or your brother, like gifts for him, like this is stunning. Yes, he bought it for himself. I didn't buy this for him. He bought it for himself. Okay, but if you look at it, I mean, what does this say? 50 years of 50 Lucasfilm. Okay, so if you look at it, just the packaging, right? And then you can see the back. It has kind of like the breakdown, like little scenes. You see my ring light there. But it shows you kind of like the breakdown, shows you a few of the of the scenes from the film. And then let's see, the other side has the R2D2 symbol there. And then the front again, which is R2D2 in all of its glory, right? I mean, this is like one of the, and it's heavy. Let me look at the specs in the Amazon description so that you can have a little more information. All right, so it's 2,314 pieces. So you're gonna be on this for a little while if you're a newbie to actually doing Legos. It's $197.95. So this is a showpiece gift, right? Like this is like, if you are trying to be like, you are my everything, here you go. This is the gift, right? This came out this year, 2021. And it is, you build and display this, this whole entire piece. It says, authentic features include a retractable mid leg, a rotating head, opening and extendable front hatches, adjustable periscope, plus a lightsaber that is hidden in a compartment in the head. So if you are looking, this is 12.5 inches high by 7.5 inches wide, 6 inches deep, and it's a collectible, right? So that's probably why my husband hasn't opened it yet. I don't know if he's going to open it or if he's planning on like reselling it. But this one, I think, is like a showstopper gift. I think that that's, you know, I talk about experiences and how you want to have gifts that people can have experiences with. And I think that if you use a gift like this, then they're going to have to put it together, right? Or maybe you put it together with them and it's a shared experience. But this is one of those where you are making memories with it. And it isn't a gift under $100. It is closer to $200. I'm not sure exactly where they're shipping to right now. If you look at the product description page, it does say it's in stock right now. So if you're watching this today, on the 25th of September, it is in stock. If you're watching this on a replay, you want to just make sure that you check inside the product description, make sure it's still available. But I do know that it is really, really a showstopper gift. And that is because everybody who loves, I mean, there's so many people who love Legos, but everyone who loves like the Star Wars franchise would love an R2D2, right? Because it's that showpiece that a lot of people just would love to put together. And it does take quite a bit of effort, especially if they've got all those different features like the lightsaber that's hidden and the movable leg, mid leg, and all of those things. My husband is either gonna make this or he's gonna hold on to it and resell it to someone who is like desperate to find one like 2 years from now. You just never know. There's like a whole market for that. I just never knew about it. But that is that's the last one that I'm going to talk about today, but I am going to recap really, really quickly because I appreciate you guys sticking with me through all of these different items, especially if you're looking for a gift for someone that has everything. I know they don't have the R2D2. You know what I mean? So especially since that's a gift that came out this year. So let's go back and talk about the Casio men's G-Shock watch that I just showed you. So this one is a really cool one. It's very durable and it's super thick. So if you're looking for something for someone who is like a timepiece person, this one's really cool. Only $99. The other one that I talked about that was even more of like a classic watch is the Charles Hubert Paris men's wristwatch. You can see the dual timepieces there. And then I talked about this one, which I think is really cool it's like a romantic couples experience gift, which is, it's the date night one where you can scratch off what you're going to do for the night. So date night ideas. I think that's really, really fun. That one's only $17.95. So you're not even like busting your budget, under $20. This one is called the knock knock, what I love about you, where you get to put yourself into the gift, right? And I love that if any experience gift that you can give to someone where you can put yourself into it, that's even better than just like, hey, here's something that I knew that you needed, right? The Amazon gift card, I think you should put that into your cart no matter when it is year round, because you always need a last minute gift, and an Amazon gift card is super, super easy to either send to somebody in the mail or via email. I love it. I use it for my business all the time. The Carhartt it's men's big and tall Arctic quilt lined duck traditional coat, I think is really cool, because there's always someone in your list that might not fit the typical standard small, medium, large sizes. They might be a taller individual who need the length on a coat. And I think that that is a really, really smart buy because I love everything Carhartt. The next one was the Dickies men's insulated Eisenhower front zip jacket, which for me, anyone living in LA, which is kind of like that, like seasonal, or it's like a seasonal jacket because you just need kind of like that lighter jacket. But this one is kind of like a little more fashionable as far as men's jackets go. And it kind of cuts right there at the waistline. So I like that that's deliberate and intentional for this particular jacket. And like I said, we love everything Dickies in this house. The Fur Max office, the office chair, I love this one just because I think it might be my chair, but it reminds me of this. But I always advocate for getting something for people for the holidays that is not just what they maybe want, but maybe something that they need. And I think that something that a lot of people need nowadays, working from home remotely, is a good office chair. All right. The next one, for anyone who loves golf and can't get to a golf course or just wants to practice at home, this I think is a really good gift because it's another experience gift. And it is a golf practice net. It's like a hitting training aid so that you can work on your target practice with your driving, and you can put it in your backyard. So if you don't have access to a golf course and you just want to work on all of your target practice as far as your drives are concerned, this could be for you. Or if you don't have time to get there every weekend, right? This could be a really good gift for people that love golf but just don't have the access. The Amazon Essentials men's Waffle, robe, the shawl robe. I love, like I said, my husband, after the shower, he is sitting down in his robe and getting a coffee, right? And if you are trying to give someone an experience, this is like, you can pull this out of the gift box and it's like a larger gift, but it's only $25. So it's not going to break the bank that way. The other one that I know that my husband uses, and if you are traveling a lot, this could help you as well, is the beard apron, right? Where you suction that baby right to the mirror and you catch all the hair and you don't clog your drain. I think it's functional as well as helping you get your stuff done, get your business lined up. And it could be a stocking stuffer, or it could be like your main gift, because this is another one that people could, what I talked about before is you're helping people get their life in order. And this is something that's like going to get you in order, right? Because I've had too many sinks clogged. The next one that I talked about off the top was the Carhartt men's knit cuffed beanie. I don't have the maroon one in hand, but I have the gray one and this kind of olivey brown. We love Carhartt in this house, and these are super, super comfortable, and they're not like, some beanies, like I said, they just kind of like, they don't move. This one, you can move around, and, sometimes people will like them over their whole head, or sometimes a little further back and, pop to the back. I love Carhartt. So if you look at the one on the description, you'll see that it comes in an array of colors, right? So the one that you're looking at, it's $34.25 right now on Amazon, but it's in like bright lime, bright orange, bluestone, black and white, black, basil and black marl, ash rose. Like it comes in like, I don't know, like 20 colors. So if you are looking for something, you don't have to pick the one that is in my list, because if you click on it, click through to the description, you can pick the color that you want. I love, love, love Carhartt. This next one is the neck and back massager, which I think when you think about giving someone a gift that's meaningful, maybe they need that like heat massage in their life, because a lot of people don't have those at home. And then last but not least, what we just talked about is the Lego Star Wars R2D2 75308 building model and collectible mini figure. And if you know someone who loves Legos, that's your jam. You would be like the star of the show when you're gift giving. So I just want to thank you so much for paying attention throughout all of this, banter that I have about all of the different products, the gifts for him that I think are really special, especially if they're showstopper pieces, if they're functional, if they help people with productivity, if they give them an experience. And if you can put some of you into the gift, that is unforgettable. It's a memory that they take with them, not just on Christmas or New Year's or some sort of, holiday gathering, but that they take with them, for years and years. Because if you're like me and you're sitting around at a family gathering, that you talk about, oh my gosh, remember last year that gift that we like pranked on so-and-so? Like you might have those stories that come up year after year after year. And you might talk about that G-Shock watch that, you took on your camping trip. And oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you gave that to me last Christmas, or whatever it might be. Those kinds of things last. And you want to have that ability to stick out in someone's memory as giving them like that perfect gift, right? Give them the perfect gift. And if you are watching this on the replay, or if you happen to like tune in because I put this on TikTok as well, follow my profile on Amazon so that you get notified every single time I go live. Check out my past live streams because there's only a few. You can totally binge on them to get caught up. There's I think maybe 5 or 6. And they're all really, really great gifts or products that you should use for yourself or give to somebody else. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I have all of the upcoming live streams for I think the next month. They're already programmed into the Amazon live display, so you can see the topics that I'm going to be covering. And share this with a friend, because as the holidays come up, you know that you probably have someone in your life that's like, I don't know what to get. I don't know what to get. Tell them about this live stream, gifts for him, the one right before this that is all about gifts for her. And maybe you want to buy something for yourself, because it's maybe not about giving it to him or her, but giving it to you. Because I know that sometimes you're just looking for like that perfect gift, right? And there's nothing wrong with gifting yourself. So even if it's that, that date night, do the date night by yourself. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with doing that, or taking something like a date night and saying, if it's not, or maybe it's like a sisterly pal thing that you do, where you go and do stuff together. But I really think that it's super important to share this with your colleagues and your friends and your family members, because everybody right now, fall hit, and we are talking about Halloween coming up, followed by Thanksgiving. And maybe you need ideas for your employees, right? To start thinking about what you're going to get them. Maybe it's all Amazon gift cards, right? So share the love, share the live stream. God, I need to say that all the time. Share the love, share the live stream. And let me know what your favorite gifts are. Or if you have a gift that I should have added to this, send me a note, right? Follow me on any of my social platforms. You can find me on Twitter at Sandra Colton. You can find me, my brand, College of Style, on Twitter at College of Style. On Oh gosh, I'm forgetting, on TikTok at College of Style, on Pinterest at College of Style, and then on Instagram at My College of Style. So any of those, you can send me a DM and be like, girl, you need to include this, or you need to do a live on this topic, because, you know, I'm happy to kind of curate some of these things, because if you're showing up for me, I want to show up for you. So thank you so much for tuning in and sharing the love, sharing the live stream, and following me on all the social platforms. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to click on here so that you can see how to follow me, and join me on the other platforms as well. And have a really great day.